Everyone says it, but I really mean it. What a year 2025 has been. I mean, everything from interest rates to spring markets, Doge, and the government shutdown. I have to say that I think this is the longest theme park roller coaster ride I've ever been on, and I'm glad we are done. Hey, I'm Tim Royster here with the Royster Hearth Group Compass, and on this video, we're going to dive into the data of where we've been, where we're going, and what I think is going to happen through 2026 here with our local real estate market. Let's start where we're ending here in 2025. Inventory has risen. Northern Virginia Association of Realtors stated the inventory increased 45.1% year over year in the areas that NVAR tracks. These areas include Fairfax and Arlington counties, the cities of Alexandria, Falls Church, Fairfax, and towns of Herndon, Clifton, and Vienna. However, surprisingly, the median sold prices for all home types, meaning detached single-family houses, townhomes, and condos, the median sold price was $740,000. And really watch this number, 5.7% increase in prices year over year. After the longest government shutdown, we saw an surprisingly uptick in buyer activity around Thanksgiving. We were seeing more showings, more appointments on some of our listings. Things just seemed like it came back to life. When we had usually seen things go slowing down a little bit, actually buyers were out looking. It's not a full-on buyer's market. I'm calling it a rebalancing market. Some have even called it transitioning. So what's driving the 2026 outlook? I'm going to talk about 5 different aspects of the market that we need to be watching to see how the 2026 housing market will actually roll out. Number 1, mortgage rates. Most forecasts expect rates to settle into the lower 6%. Realtor.com is forecasting rates to be around 6.3%. Zillow is confident to go on record stating that rates will hold above 6%. And Bright MLS is expecting rates to end in 2026 around 6.15% by Q4. We got to put those numbers in context. So let's look back at the beginning of 2025. January 2025, check out these rates. According to Mortgage News Daily, January 1st rates were just above 7%, and as of December 17th, they were 6.32%. This gradual decrease in interest rates should be encouraging to our move-up sellers that want to purchase, as well as buyers that are trying to enter the market for the first time. Number 2, inventory growth. More inventory, more choice. More choice, more time. More time, less bidding wars, more opportunities to use certain contingencies that we couldn't use in 2020, 21, 22, and part of 23. I've been speaking with several folks around Northern Virginia that are thinking about selling their homes and moving out of state or in different areas of Virginia. And this means that this is going to open up more inventory. Remember, some sellers may want to move up, and so you don't really add more inventory. However, for the folks that are thinking about moving out of state or in different areas, retiring, downsizing, job relocation, moving to be closer to family, that is going to open up more inventory. And I have a feeling from who I'm talking to, the colleagues that I speak with, there's going to be more inventory coming to the market because of those lifestyle transitional changes happening in the real estate market. Number 3, affordability and buyer sentiment. Even though we're seeing interest rates coming down into the low 6s, buyers are still very budget conscious. Townhomes and smaller single-family homes will continue to see strong demand. This has been clear all year long, with the median days on market relatively lower than the condo market. Also, buyers will still be willing to make decisions quickly for homes that are move-in ready and within their budget. Number 4, jobs and income stability. With our region's federal, military, and contractor workforce, as well as home to some of the top private sector companies such as Innova, Capital One, General Dynamics, Microsoft, Google, and Amazon, Northern Virginia tends to be resilient during national slowdowns. However, we have definitely seen some buyers pause their search during the government shutdown. This year was a reminder that Northern Virginia is not immune to anything that happens with the economy. We've seen it. The government shutdown caused a lot of pause in the market. Doge effect caused a lot of people to decide on if they're going to take the fork in the road and retire early. We had a lot of things change this year, and it made us realize that we are not immune to this, and we have to be prepared for this. At the same time, we have noticed that we are very resilient, and I'm seeing folks that were potentially laid off, they were laid off from their job and the government shut down, and they also picked up a new position that was in the private sector. So we're very resilient, we are diverse, and I'm seeing a lot of opportunity and encouraging to see that people are still getting jobs and are making great incomes in the Northern Virginia area. Number 5, lifestyle shifts. As we continue to see workers going back to the office and not using this hybrid or working from home situation, we're seeing employers giving some flexibility of work from home a couple of days and back in the office the others. However, what that's changing for the buyers is that they are looking for places that are more commuter friendly. Easy access to major highways, metro stops, bus shuttles to destinations like the Pentagon, and options such as ride sharing or slugging all are making getting to work more convenient. Based on what we're seeing, here are the 3 different scenarios of what I think will happen in 2026 as far as our real estate market. Scenario number 1, balanced and steady. Projections for a balanced and steady market include things such as prices will hold flat or grow modestly, maybe 1 to 3%. Days on market stretch a bit, giving buyers breathing room. Sellers who prep and price to attract still sell quickly. This is a healthy normalization and what I think is probably the likely scenario that will play out in the housing market here in 2026. Scenario number 2, upside market. And that means interest rates are going to go down. If mortgage rates dip below 6%, you can count on more buyers coming into the market. They'll be encouraging the move up sellers, they'll get in quickly, as well as any buyers that were sidelined because interest rates were too high, and now that they will see that it's more affordable, they'll come in. If this happens though, we could see interest rates come down, like I said, but we'll also see price appreciation go up, maybe 3 to 5%. This is a scenario I don't think would happen, but if it did, we'll definitely see prices go up, more demand, and more contingencies being waived. A lot of things like that will happen again. So I'm not sure that's the best scenario, but it's definitely something to watch. If those interest rates dip, guess what? Game on. Scenario number 3 is flat and fragmented. What I would see if the interest rates stay higher longer or they creep up higher than 6.3% as they are right now, what we could see is $1.5 million houses and up would slow down a lot across the Northern Virginia area. Any townhouse, like a starter townhouse, $500,000 to $700,000, those are still gonna move rather quickly, as well as $1.1 million single family houses and below. There's been a demand for that type of home for the last 3 years and before obviously, but when interest rates went up, those homes still were very attractive to many buyers. So I'm not gonna see anything there that could be an issue. After 1.1, we'll have to watch that as we go through the Northern Virginia market if interest rates decide to go up instead of leveling or going down slightly. So the question is, what does this mean for you? And here's how to think about it depending on your goals. If you're a seller, I would be using January, if you haven't already done it, using January as your prep for pre-listing your home. Get everything done. That way you are ready for the buyer, which is a budget conscious as they're entering the market this spring. You will be rewarded very well if you go on the market in early spring and you have all of those things at your home dialed in. For buyers, don't wait for a big crash. I don't think it's going to come. We are settling into an interest rate where people are starting to have certainty around their budget. They see stabilization. Prices aren't going up crazy. They're not going down. This is giving you a more understanding of a balanced market. So I don't see a crash going on. A crash would be tons of inventory coming to the market and prices quickly have to go down. I haven't seen it and I don't think we'll see it in 2026 at all. So be ready for a more steady market as you are looking for your home. But be prepared. A property that is priced to attract and has done all of their work at home, make sure that the house is ready to sell, that will attract several buyers and you might see potential bid war. Not 15 offers, 3 to 5 might happen. For investors, stable jobs, stable pricing of homes equals a very strong fundamental for your investment properties. Keep your investments 15 to 30 minutes at max from commute routes to work and you will do great. Move-up buyers and downsizers. Move-up buyers, this can be a great opportunity where you can put your house on the market, get it under contract, go out and look for another property, and maybe even have a home sale contingency in there. Don't know if that could happen, but if there's a little bit more inventory on the market and some properties are lingering, the seller may be more willing to accept your offer and work with the scenario that you have already strategized and will make it work for your home. Downsizers, congratulations. Folks still want to look for your home. They want to purchase it. The interest rates have settled to a good 6.3% or lower, and that is giving them certainty that there's not going to be big fluctuations. Over the last 2 years, we've seen stabilization of prices. Yes, modest increases, but not crazy. And so buyers are willing to go and be confident making an offer on a home that they love, and anything between 1.1 and lower should be just fine. If you're in the higher bracket, strategy and understanding that local market is going to be very important as you consider selling your home. Of course, no forecast is complete without a few wild cards. So here's a wild card. If interest rates spike, all these scenarios are going to be completely different. We may be talking about scenario number 3, where things go flat or just pause completely. Don't see that happening, but that would be the first wild card. Number 2, don't want to talk about this too much, but this could potentially be a scenario that would be really bad. And that would be if there's another government shutdown after January 30th. If that happens, that could make a real wrinkle in the spring housing market. So keep your eye on the chatter happening over the next 6 weeks to see if that is something that could happen. Just plan accordingly. If you're a buyer and you're confident with your job, guess what? It could be an opportunity. If you're a seller and you see going on, make sure you hire an agent that's watching that market and they know that there's still a buyer pool out there, no problem. But if not, considering having to pause that, putting your house on the market and waiting till after it gets resolved. Hopefully that does not happen. Number 3, on the upside, if rates drop really quickly, if we continue to get data about unemployment rates and we see that the CPI is getting down to their 2% baseline, this could be an interesting scenario where if you're a buyer, you need to be prepared that more buyers will come to the market, and this could potentially see property values go up and you have to push over the asking price and waive certain contingencies. Just be prepared for the market dynamics and get your budget in line so that you're making a good decision if it comes into a high demand for that home. So there you have it, my 2026 Northern Virginia housing market outlook forecast. I think it'll be nice and balanced. It's going to be normal. Sellers interested in selling, getting their house prepped, a great property to sell, and buyers that have done their due diligence and have their budget ready are going to be excited about buying your home. So I think that 2026 will be a normal, healthy real estate market. If you'd like to talk about your own plan and are interested in strategy, structure, and clarity, I would be honored to help you as well. I look forward to helping you in 2026 and beyond. Until next time.